we are in a supply-demand mismatch because we delayed the economic crisis with the stimulus. The goal was for supply to pick up, and then the crisis would not be as bad. I definitely think we're in a supply mismatch. So I also added there to my slide, like the traditional ways of thinking about inflation are just supply push, demand pull, and nowadays also expectations. But actually, I think something different is going on. I think, and I coined it demand shift because I like that name. But please don't ever fill that in on an exam because I just made up that name. But, we haven't had that before. We have never seen this before. What we are seeing now is that there's just a massive shift in demand from services to goods. And this is, of course, everything to do with COVID, right? However, I don't think we are in a supply-demand mismatch because of this stimulus. Although, if you didn't do that, then the economy would just burn and you wouldn't have that. That's true. But you also really have this because of lockdowns, right? And because also, even if there are no lockdowns, people being afraid to actually consume as many services as they would otherwise. And I do think that then you see in certain sectors that there's just absolutely excessive demand there, but then not in services. And that's something that just the normal way of thinking about inflation just doesn't capture. Like this total demand, total supply doesn't capture that. I actually have a graph for that. I can find it because I've been looking at data. So the way I've been going about this is really to look at all the stories, like all the narratives, and see, if the evidence backs them up. So what you can see here, the top graph, this is for the United States, is goods, and the bottom one is services. And as you can see, they both dropped a little bit when the pandemic first hit, but goods, consumption of goods is well, like this is real, so it's corrected for prices, I think. Yeah. Exactly, for inflation, it's already corrected. That is well above its trend, right? Whereas services is well below its trend still. Makes total sense, right, if we go out into the world. But then what you could get is that you would see massive inflation in goods, but not so much in services. And that is exactly what we see. But if goods go up faster than services, then of course you will see that on average. So there will be on average inflation. Yeah. Hey, being joined by my macro cat. Hey, buddy. Yeah.